Hello everyone. So today we will be working on lab number 12. Lab 12 is going to be our last lab of the course. And if you will have any other questions regarding the previous labs, please send me an email. We can schedule one-on-one meeting as well to work on your previous issues. All right. So today we will complete our guess the number game. In the last time, what we did is, if you remember, we have created this interface, the environment, where user can input something and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna actually make the core functionality of the game, where what we need to do is we need to allow the user to enter a number and after user enters the number, we need to compare it with a random number. So first of all, we need to create an artificial intelligence kind of module, like a random number generator, uh, which we can easily get done with just one command. And then we will compare with the user input. It will guide the user whether the user input is greater than the random number or it is smaller than the random number. And then we can also display the number of attempts, and we will also add another module, which is play again button. So let's see how we can get it done. So in order to do that, the first thing is I'll go back to my game script. So I will open my my game project, and let's go to the game scenes. Okay, so everybody is clear about the game scene. Okay, let me just go back to my game controller script and let's see what we have done so far. All right, so that's basically our game script. If you remember, we did a couple of things right here, and we create the serialized field to take the input and all that stuff. So let's see what we need to do. So we need to take a number from user, and then we will compare the number with the random number. So what I should do is I'm gonna actually add a private input. Let me just add another private input number, private number. Let me just add a private integer and num. This is basically where user number is going to be. And then I'm gonna actually add a counter, just to add the counter. For example, if whatever user enter, so it's again integer, so I'm going to make it count guess, so it will count the user guess. And serialized field, which is input field, that's perfectly okay. And I'm gonna add a text. So let's see, I'm gonna add a new text here, so it should be again the serialized field, so you can copy and paste this one. All right, so serialized field, and now this serialized field is going to be private, and it's going to be input field with input field. And let's create a text rather than creating. Let's create a text here. Let's create a text and text. All right, so now let's save this. So we have created a new field text, and I need to attach this field with the game controller hierarchy. I need to attach that one. So I will go back to my game scene, and we will go to game controller, and there is the text. If you see, the text has been text the game hierarchy. Let me just drag the text, this particular text, and if you see, this text has been added, so I need to attach this particular text with this. So I will drag it down and put it down here. So this text has been added here now. Let me go back to my script again, and now what I need to do is I just have to create a range randomly. I need to create a number, so I'm gonna remove this one, and let's create a random number. So how to create a random number? We'll use a num function. Num is already defined, which is basically the integer, the random number, and this number should be num. Let's see, num is equal to, let's say, random. Okay, so it's the it's going to be random dot, let me define a range here, random define range, and let's define the range, for example 0 to, assume that 50, for example 0 to 50. Now it will basically create the number from 0 to 50. So wide awake mean each time this particular thing will be executed. Okay, and Let me just display one more thing on the top. Let me display text, and I already took this text here, so I'm gonna actually put the text is equal to for example, guess a number between 0 and 50. So basically 0 and 50 are not included because range, that's a range. So 0 and 50 not included. It's basically number from 1 to 49. All right, so and we already taking an input from user. One more thing is basically we are taking the input from user, and that's a string, and we need to add the string. Okay, so we are taking basically we are taking the string from the user, so we need to convert the string, and we need to compare the user input as well. So I need to do one more thing here. I need to basically add because I need to compare it. So I'm gonna actually I need to create a function first. And then I will compare it with. So let me just create a function here, and that should be okay. So let's create a void function, void, and let me hit compare guesses. Okay, compare guesses function, and it's going to be integer because we are taking int from user, and guess, integer guess. Within this guess, what I want is if, for example, the guess, which is basically the guess, equal to number, equal to number, whatever user input, then what I want is, if it's equal to number, then I can say to user text equal to u1, and let's see, and the number was, what was the number? I'm gonna attach that number was whatever the guess is, gus guess. All right, so let's see what's gonna happen. It will create a random number, display this 0 to 100, 0 to 50. Then it's gonna so then we will take an input from user. We need to actually change this to, like, rather than displaying this, I'm gonna remove that one. Input dot text will take input from user, and I need to compare it with this one. So I have created a function compare guesses, so I'm gonna put here compare guesses, and let's see, because it's going to be integer. So I need to, what I need to do is, because this is integer and I need this is string, I need to convert that with integer. So I'm gonna type here in dot parse to convert integer into guess into the string. So int parse guess. Okay, so it will convert that. The input is taken care. We took the input from user, and after that what we need to do is, it will compare if it is equal, whatever user input, if it is equal to this, then it will display u1 and the number was this. Okay, and for example, there is another option, else if guess is less than num. If guess is less than num, then what I want is, I will display text equal to your number is if it is less than number, less than the the number. Okay, it's less than the number, and let's say after that, all right, so let me just create another else if, and because there is another possibility. So else if if the guess, it could be greater than the number, then what I'm gonna do is, I am gonna text is equal to number is greater than, so your number is greater than the number. And then what I need to do is, everything seems fine, so let me save this. So let me just see the actual logic. So we created count guesses. I'll show you what I need to do with the count guesses. I will increment that. Right now we are not using that. Input fields, serialize, private text field is fine. It's creating a random number. It will display this thing. Then we are taking input from user and converting the string into integer. Then we are comparing the guess with the number, and here we go. Let's see how it exactly works. So let me just go back to my script, and let's see if we play the game, and let's see how exactly it looks like. Let's see, just see if I can. Okay, I have the name compare guess, it doesn't exist in the current context. So let me just fix the errors, and I'll get back to you and see what's the error was. Yeah, so I have fixed the error. So error was, that's the error. I mean, it's the spelling mistakes, the typo. So it's compare. So I had a problem with the compare typo. So rest of the code is exactly the same, and let me just show you the demo. So let's say, for example, let's say guess the number. I'm gonna add a number here. Let's play the game. All right, so guess a number between 0 to 50. Let's say I attempt 30. If you see, you won and the number was 30, exactly the same number. So let's say if I play again, let's say 20. Number is less than number. Let's say, let me just play again. So all right, so let's enter the number 20. The number is greater than the number, so let's say 10. Number is less than that, so let's say, for example, 14. Number is greater than, so number could be 12. Greater, 11. So you can see you won and the number was 11. So we have we have created the interface, and now let's see if we can have a play again button, and if we can enable how many attempts did we take in order to get it done. So let me just set the script one more time. All right, so now what we need to do is, so we just have to add a button here, so which will allow the user to play the game again. So what should we do? So first thing is, we need to go to the game object, user interface, and we need to get a button. So this is the button now. We just have to do a couple of things with this button. First of all, let me rename this button. So let's say rename it, for example, play again. So this button is play again. And what I need to do on the play again, I need to go to the inspector, and let me adjust the position first. So I'm gonna adjust the position. Let's see if this is the button, and I'm gonna adjust the position. Let's see if the button is, yeah, button is right here. Okay, let me just stop this, and again let me go back here, and let's adjust. And this is my button. I'm gonna actually put the button, let's see if I can drag it right here, and slightly I need to make it big here. So I'm gonna stretch it. It should be exactly same as of the text on which it is being overlapped. And let's say everything seems perfectly fine. All right. All right, this button. Let's go back to the all right, so now what I need to do is, I need to go to the the text of the button, and I need to change the play game button name to the play again. Okay, and if you wanna increase the text size, let's say make it 15, or let's make it 18 maybe. Let's say 20 is not bad. Okay, so I just adjust the position, and after adjusting the position, what I did is I just rename to the play again button here. So what next I have to do is, I just have to turn it off, the play again button, and I will control this button according to the script. So I want to control it with a script. So I will go back to my script here, and I just have to add a new option here, which is basically serialize field. So this is serialize field. I'm gonna create a new serialize field here, and this serialize field is going to be a private button. So private game object, and this object is btn button. So I've created a new button object here, and let me create a new function for this button, and I'll go down here all the way also, and then let's create a new function, and this function is going to be a play again. So public, which could be publicly accessible, void, and let's say play again, play again, and play again option. Let me create a function. Okay, so in the play again option, what I need is, if anybody clicks this button, then this particular thing should again start. This should start again. So I'm gonna copy and paste this, copy, and now paste here. So what will happen when anybody click this button, it will again start working on it. And then what I should do is I can create a counter as well. Let's say count. We do have a count guess, this particular thing. So let me count guess plus plus. So it will basically add the count plus plus. All right, and what else should we do? That, because this should be count guess. Okay, so we need to put this count guess plus plus here. I'm gonna actually count the user input. So let me count this right here. Okay, after that, let's count this user plus, and let me just set this to count guess, and let me just equal to 0. Count guess equal to 0. So why it is 0? Because otherwise it will keep increasing that. So what I did is, let me explain you. Whenever user enter that, it will basically increase the count guess, and count guess will increase the number, like how many attempts you took. I will modify that as well, and then after that, whenever user will enter, it will basically if the user click the button play again, then it will basically run this particular script. And let me just turn on the button as well. So what should we do is, the button, we need to turn on the button. Let me just set the button here. btn set active, and it should be false. And then and we need to, so this particular function is basically just to turn off the button after somebody clicks that. Now I need to activate the button after this particular script. Like for example, if they got it guessed, so I can actually add one thing here. Let's say after that I can add here, let's say it took, so how many guesses it took, for example, whatever, count guess. All right, so count guess, and then guesses. Okay, and let's say I can say count guesses. Now, do you want to play again? Do you want to play again? So do you want to play again? If they enter, so after that I should actually activate the button. So I need to activate the button here, and then you want to play again. The button should be btn dot set active, right? So btn dot active, and it should be true. And so btn dot active, so it's gonna be fine. Now what I need to do is I just have to drag and drop this play again to the game controller. So I need to go here and need to do one thing here. This is the play again button. I need to assign this play again to the game script. So in the game script I need to so in the game controller the button is right here, so we need to move this play button with this button here. And then we also have to do one more thing, which is from the game controller. So we need to go to the play again button, and right here make sure to click this plus button to add the value. Right here we need to add we need to drag this game controller onto it. Okay, and in this game controller, sorry about that, so this game controller I need to place it, sorry about that, right here. Okay, and then the function is going to be game controller, and we created a play again function. So play again function should be attached with that. And everything seems perfectly fine to me. Let's go back to the game and let's play the game, and let's see how exactly it works. So 0 to 50, and let's say enter 10. Number is greater, let's say the number is 5, 2, 1. Okay, so if you guys see you won and number was 1, it took 3 guesses. Do you want to play again? If I hit play again, great, everything worked perfectly. Okay, so if you guys see here, let me just slightly, okay. All right, so what the script is, what I have done in the script. So if you see, let me just quickly walk you through. So I have created a num where I'm gonna actually put the the random number. Then this is just to count the user guesses. I created a button to play again. This is to take input from user, and that's basically the text which is going to be displayed. When user will run the script, this is the text and the data that will appear. This will create the random number from 0 to 50, and that's basically where we stored that. It will then, after that, we took the input from user, we convert the string into integer, whatever user input, then it will basically add the count, the guesses. Then if the guess, whatever user input, if it is equal to this particular guess, like whatever user input, if it is equal to this, then what's going to happen? If it is equal, then this will turn. This will actually execute, and it will turn on the button. For example, if it is wrong, then this script will run. This script will run. And for example, if user hit this button, then again this particular thing will run. And counter will set to 0. If we don't move the counter to 0, it will again keep it will basically continue from the previous one, and then it will make the button false. So let's see how exactly it works. So if we play the game, guess the number, let's play the game. All right, so guess the number from 1 to 50, enter 10, your number is less, so let's say 20. Number is still less. Let me enter 30, still less. 40, now your number is greater than that, so it means 35, number is less. 37, perfect. So you can see you won, and the number was 37. It took 5 guesses. Do you want to play again? If I hit play again, the game will start playing again. So the last thing is, since the game is done, everything is done, so let me just show you how you can export the game, save the game, like make it playable, which you can share with anybody else. So you need to go to file, then go to build setting, and for build setting, then if you guys see, these are the platforms on which you can design the game using Unity. Like you can make a game for PS4, iOS, Xbox, etc, etc. So right here we're gonna use just a PC for us. And you can see the platform as well. Right here you can see the platform as well. So I'm going to show you which scene we want. For example, in the project we just have one scene, this scene. I'm going to drag and drop this scene right here. This is our game scene, it has been mapped here, which you want on the game. After you drag and drop, then I'm gonna actually go to the player settings. In the player setting, you can of course give suitable name to your game. Let's say you can a game, for example, Gunnar Tech is your company. Guess the number, that's the game. 01. And again here, if you want to have an icon for your game, so in order to get an icon, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you one thing here. Let me see if I can. Let me just close this for a moment, and let's say go to the game. Okay, this is the game and I want this for my icon, so I'm gonna actually take a screenshot of that. Let's see if I can take a screenshot. Let's use a snipping tool then. Snipping tool, and let's see, new. I'm gonna take a snipping tool for that. Okay, so guess the number, and this is the game I am going to save as. Should be PNG. It's like a game underscore icon. This is my game icon, and I need to drag and drop this game icon in my assets. So let me see if it is on my icon. Okay, all right, so this is basically where icon, we need to look for icon. Let's see where did I save that icon. Game, I think I saved on my, I have a lot of things on my desktop. So this is your game icon, so which I have created. So I need to drag and drop this game icon on my Unity asset. So I'm gonna drag and drop here. Once you drag and drop that, so you just have to do one thing here. Let me click this game icon and make it, make sure it is Sprite 2D for user interface. Let's do that. And then what I'm gonna do is I just have to, perfect, so it's already there. So what I need to do is I just have to go to my player settings, whatever the name you have assigned. This is the icon which I want, so I am going to drag and drop it right here. So this icon has been applied. Rest is fine, I guess, and I'm gonna close this one. And then you can of course change all other settings as well. And let's see one more thing, icon settings, override the PCs and standalone. I'm gonna select that one, and you can of course change other size as well. Resolution and presentation, I'm gonna keep this one. Splash image is basically the for example, when somebody play the game, what kind of logo you want them to see. In our case, since we don't have any we don't have a paid one, so it's gonna be actually used just the Unity one, in fact. So let's just wanna darken light, and let's make it static. Okay, even though it's not basically gonna show you any other logo, but let's make it that way. What else? Okay, so I think that's it. Once you got it done, just hit build. Once you hit build, it will ask you where you want to save that. I'm gonna save on my desktop, and on my desktop I'm gonna create a new folder. Let's say game. Select this folder, open this folder, select this folder, game folder, and let's build it. All right, it's gonna take few seconds to get it built. All right, so now it is done. So I'm gonna show you here how it will look now. Let me just minimize. So on my desktop I have a game directory, and if anybody play our game, this is the app of the game. Okay, guess the number. Let's say number is 10. Your number is less than that. Okay, so number is 3. Number is less. Number is 1. Number is, oh, sorry, less. 20, 30. So let me just quickly, oops, so it's basically getting held. 35, 32, 31, 20, 10, 20, greater 15, 17, 16. So you guys can see here you won the game and the number was 16. So I'm basically using here, let me just go back exit, because my scene is like I need to exit out from here. So let me just, because it's kind of end loop, so let me just fix that one. Actually my escape button is not working right here, so let me just quickly check it out. Alright, so my delete. Alright, so let's go back here. Okay, so this was basically, that's it about how you can save the game. And again, the windows is like you can minimize the window, maximize the window. Full screen is, it will override the screen. Actually, I'm using a boot camp on my MacBook. That's why my escape button got vanished. I don't know where it was, basically right here, because I have a touchpad escape, so that's why it's not showing me up here. So if you will have any questions, please do let me know. Thank you very much.